Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you quickly how to press your loose eyeshadow mineral pig or MAC pigments or your matte eyeshadows, anything like that that's finely jet milled, because those products won't bind together if you just use rubbing alcohol like other pressing eyeshadow tutorials. And actually what you need is a solution like the EZ Prez from xoxo, something that contains dimethicone. A lot of hair serums have it. The Face and Body Mixing Medium, that's a MAC Pro product, has it. And so does this. You can see that it's an actual pressing medium for micas and pigments. So this is meant for your Bare Minerals eyeshadows, your matte squared eyeshadows from MAC, your MAC pigments, or any other kind of loose mineral eyeshadow, because those will not bind together with your alcohol. So basically what you're going to need is you're going to need an empty jar to mix your eyeshadow in. I ordered these from xoxo, but I find that they're too small, unfortunately, so I just use an empty Bare Essentials eyeshadow pot. You're going to need some rubbing alcohol to sanitize everything. This is just 70%. You're going to need your eyeshadow, obviously, your empty pan. These I also got at xoxo. They are the same size as the MAC eyeshadows, so they will fit in the MAC eyeshadow palettes. Some kind of spatula or spoon. I got these little spoons at xoxo, but I don't actually use the spoon part. I just use the other end, the flat mixing part. And your mixing medium, something with dimethicone. So basically we're going to get started. I'm going to take this Bare Minerals eyeshadow, and you can see there's a ton in the top there, so I'm just going to scoop whatever's on top into the pot. And one thing to keep in mind here is that you are going to end up losing a little bit of product. So if you're basically clinging on to the last tiny bits of your favorite MAC pigment, or it's something that you just can't part with any tiny bit of it, I probably wouldn't recommend pressing it, because you're going to end up losing a little bit. And depending on how much you lose, you might lose actually a lot of it. So basically now we have that empty sifter in there, and this just pops right out. You just gotta dig in there with your fingernail. So if you just did your nails, oh crap, you can see how it just went everywhere. If you just did your fingernails, you're gonna ruin your nails, so don't do this. Oh my gosh, this one won't come out. There we go. Alright, so now you can see that we've spilt it everywhere, and that's totally awkward and embarrassing, but just try and salvage whatever you can if you spill it. I've been doing this all day. I'm totally used to it by now. I set up a clean spot to do this tutorial, but the rest of the table is completely dirty. So anyways, scoop the last bit into your mixing jar. You can see I'm still losing product. I mean, if you're super careful, you can probably, salvage most of it, but whatever. So now take your mixing medium, and you're just going to start adding a little bit. Unfortunately, I can't quite say how much to add, because I haven't been counting, nor do I use the directions, but basically you're looking for a certain type of consistency. So just keep adding, just add a small bit at first, and then add more if it's not the right consistency. And I will show you what that looks like in just a minute. And you just keep mixing and mixing and mixing, pulling it to the sides and scraping it off, and just trying to get everything incorporated. And you can see I've been losing a little bit here. I'll try and salvage at least a tiny bit of it. I'm so dirty. Look at my fingers. This is hilarious. So yeah, that is, I guess, the one big downfall about doing this whole process, is that you unfortunately do lose a lot of product if you're not careful, like really careful, and right now I'm not being very careful. So basically just keep adding product until you get the right consistency, and I think it needs just a drop or two more, and then it'll be just right. But I do enjoy having the Bare Minerals eyeshadows in a palette, because I will reach for them more now, and I will use them more, because I definitely neglected my Bare Essentials shadows far too much. Okay, this is perfect consistency. Basically, what you're looking for And I'll let that focus a little bit. What you're looking for is a crumbly mixture. You can see it's kind of all falling apart and it's crumbly, but when you pull it to the side, it sticks together. Hopefully you can see how it's kind of sticking together. So basically, you just want it wet enough so that it all binds together, but also dry enough that when you keep going back to mixing, it crumbles up again. Because if it's too wet and too liquidy, it's just going to gush out everywhere. Okay, so now when you have your right consistency, and that takes practice. I've been practicing all day, so just keep practicing. Take a scoopful and put it in your pan, and keep adding a little bit more until you got a nice first layer. Don't put all of it in at once and fill up the pan, or else you won't get a nice packed eyeshadow. Oh, sorry, you can't see. Basically, I'm just scraping it in and making sure that I'm just scraping it to the sides and making sure that it's covering. We can just add a little bit more. There you go. Alright, that's good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. And now you're going to take your quarter. I don't know if I mentioned that you need a quarter and a pressing paper, but I'm using a paper towel that's a little bit more cloth-like than normal paper towels, and this has worked the best for me out of anything I've tried. A Ziploc bag didn't work, nothing else really worked. Lay it on top, and there's your eyeshadow, and put the quarter on top, and then press down with 2 fingers, giving firm and even pressure. And then pull it out, and you can say you have first a layer, but there's that little bit of empty spot, so you're going to have to fill that in a little bit more. Take some more of your eyeshadow and spread it in the pan. Oh dear. You're basically just trying to get a flat layer before you press. It just makes everything a little more even. Put the paper towel over, press it down. This one's actually looking really good. Sometimes if you make the mixture too liquidy, it'll ooze out really bad on the sides, and the only way that I've found to avoid that is basically to make sure that your mixture is dry to start with. If it's not dry, if you made it too wet, just let it sit out, and it'll dry, air dry. But basically, you just really want a dry, crumbly mixture, or else you're gonna have a tough time, and it's gonna ooze out everywhere, and you're gonna lose a lot of product, and it's not gonna be a nice flat eyeshadow, which is what you want. So this will probably be the final one. Press it down. You can see how dirty you get. It's awful. Oh, that's almost perfect. Alright. And there you have it. A nice flat eyeshadow from your Bare Minerals eyeshadows or your MAC Pigments or anything like that. And now basically just let this sit overnight or for a couple hours. You can also just speed up the process, put it in the oven for 30 minutes at 400 degrees and bake it, and then let it cool, and it should be done. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.